Now, turning expectations upside down is fun. Just ask photographer Gail Stryer. Her new work is hanging at the Lyric Center for the Arts in Virginia. And she's with us in the studio tonight along with Mary McReynolds, who is one of the masterminds behind a renaissance at the Lyric. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Karen.
Nice to have you here. So first, let's talk about the photography. Gail, tell us a little bit about what's in this show.
Well, this series of images started off as a photo blog project, and I was trying to shoot things that I encounter every day without going out of my way to find them, and posting them every day and just getting some responses from people, and sort of took on a life of its own.
They're really fun to see.
Thank you.
The things that seem ordinary, but you kind of put a little twist in them.
Yeah, I enjoy finding quirky things or unusual things in ordinary places.
And sometimes it's ordinary places, which I think is really neat, because it makes, I think you and I spoke earlier, it makes me want to look a little bit closer at the things that I encounter.
Right. Yeah, it's very spontaneous, and I don't stage any of them. People always ask me that, but they're very much things that you might pass by in your daily walk, but it's a good thing to be a little more mindful and stop and look around and see what's right next to you.
So Mary, how did this end up being an exhibit at the Lyric?
Well, we have a committee that selects the artists that we show in our art gallery, and we put out a call for artists. Lately it's been every 6 months for a 6-month period through the year, and Gail submitted some of her pieces when we had the call, and she was selected to be our featured artist this month.
And do you look for anything, do you care if it's local? Do you want it to be thought-provoking? What are you looking for? What says, yep, this is the kind of art I want?
Wow. Of course, we want to feature local artists because we have so many really fine artists on the Iron Range that haven't had a place that's dedicated to showing their visual work. So that's part of our mission. When we get submissions in for the call, I think it's just what strikes us as going to be something that our audiences will appreciate, as well as something that we just really think is fine work.
So Gail, what's it like to walk into the gallery and see your work hanging?
A relief. After the work is done, I always feel like it takes on a life of its own, and I'm really excited to have people see it and get a live response, because so far it's been mainly through the blog work. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good feeling to get it pulled together
and neat to have a place like the Lyric.
Oh, absolutely. It's a wonderful resource for artists, and it's been great to be involved.
Yeah, and it keeps changing, which is really neat.
Yes.
So you have this show. The Lyric you can't put in a nice little box and say, well, it's only visual art, because it's a lot of things.
No, we have spoken word the first Monday of every month, and that features regional writers and poets, and it's different every month. Sometimes it's just a session where writers can come in and talk about what they're working on and get feedback from other people too. So we change it up a lot. Our art shows change every month, and we have some performance opportunities, a variety show that we just started once a month, and that's as a fundraiser. People are donating their time to perform for our people up there, and or anyone that wants to come.
And it's fun to have different art disciplines rub up against each other. When a photographer gets to hear a spoken word, what does that do for you? Does that inspire you?
It does, and everyone feeds off each other, and you get inspiration and ideas, and I think the arts community is very supportive of each other, and especially with a lot of us being sort of scattered in a large area, it's really great to have a place to come together and see what other people are doing. I really enjoy that.
I just have a couple of seconds left, but tell me what's next for the Lyric.
Well, in the gallery, our next show is one that we call Open Water. It's celebrating the opening of fishing season, which is kind of a little off theme for an art gallery, but it brings in a whole different audience, and we'll have lots of artists in that one. And as far as the facility goes, we're working on a project to rehab the outside of the building to bring it back to 1912, and then working on a small theater space that will start a little more audience building with that before we do our main theater.
Well, you already are through beautiful photography and really fun opportunities. So thank you both for coming down and filling us in.
Thanks for having us.
We'll keep tabs on you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very cool. I just want to remind you that Little Pictures is already posted, and it'll be up at the Lyric Center through the end of the month.
Right, and the opening reception for Gail is Saturday evening from 5 to 8 if people want to come on up to Virginia.
Excellent.